What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. Yet another loss at Old Trafford. Yet we didn't score again at Old Trafford. 4th year running. What's going on, Sim? Tell us.
Well, we just didn't look threatening enough. We didn't create enough big chances in the game. We didn't get enough shots off. It was a bit. We were kind of like a blunt instrument during the game, weren't we? It was kind of. I know it's easy just to point the finger to no Harry Kane, and that's the reason. But you know, it was very similar to the game we had last year at Old Trafford. In terms of Harry Kane played that game and they snuffed him out quite well. And so United created the better chances at the end of the day. And although we had our moments in the game, we were controlling the game. We were in the game as much as United for most of the game. But you know, they get the goal right at the end, and you can't really complain too much.
I feel kind of 1-0 was probably a fair result in the end. First half, I felt we were probably the better side, bar the first 10-15 minutes of the game. We were looking good. We were looking like we could potentially go on and score. Second half, United came out and just played really well. They created a few chances right at the beginning of that second half. They were looking really, really dangerous. Second half, we just didn't get it together, and at the end they scored the goal, and I think it was deserved, really.
Well, I think second half, yeah, for the first, I would say 10 minutes of the second half, they were really putting the pressure on. They came out and attacked us. Mkhitaryan had a shot which Lloris spilled and Davis cleared, and he had another chance which Lloris saved. But other than that, after that little period, I think we really stamped our authority on the game again. We started pressing high. We started getting more involved in the game, and I don't think that United even probably saw themselves scoring. As we saw when we spoke to full-time Devils, he was completely surprised they even scored the late winner. He wasn't expecting it. So I think I don't think anyone would have said it would have been an unfair result had we drawn the game. We lost the game at the end of the day because of a defensive lapse. It was a really silly mistake from the defence for that goal. It was just a long ball from De Gea and a head-on from Lukaku, and there's Martial with fresh legs kind of coming on the sub to nip in and score, which was really disappointing.
So
That's football at the end of the day. It was two even teams. One got the late winner, and that's football.
Does it boil down to them having a player like Martial, £50 million player to bring on?
I think it makes a difference when we have. I mean, listen, we brought on players with the quality of like Dembele, who's good.
They're not that direct player that's going to get you that goal.
When they have a player who they put 50 million sitting on the bench, and we have like Nkudu. It's a big difference. You can see that difference, especially when he comes on. He's come on a few times this season. Not the first time he's come on this season and scored a goal.
As soon as he came on, you turned around and said to me he's going to score.
Yeah, because this is exactly the moment he thrives upon. Fresh legs against tiring defenders. Yeah. It's Martial's dream. So in the end, it probably was the difference between the teams just having that extra strength and depth that we on the day didn't have. The moments we looked like most sides scored was actually just before they scored. That was probably our best period. Though for those 10 minutes, Eriksen all of a sudden started finding spaces. He was starting to take the play, and he actually created that chance for Dele Alli, when he missed. The only disappointing thing I would say is in that period we were actually swinging a few crosses in, but we just couldn't get Llorente on the end of any of those while he was on the pitch. Yeah, which was pretty disappointing. But other than that, that was a good period for us, but unfortunately we just couldn't make the most of it. We couldn't get that goal, and we were just made to pay for it at the end of the day.
What do you feel about the starting lineup and our attacking players up front? Do you reckon, like me, that Llorente should have started alongside Son, and so Son could move kind of in behind Llorente, with Llorente winning it in the air and heading it on and what have you?
I think there's an argument to be made in hindsight that Llorente should have started. I think he went for Son and Ali because he thought they maybe knew each other better, maybe they developed a bit of a relationship, and maybe they'd be better on the counter-attack. But unfortunately, neither Ali or Son was kind of occupying the centre-backs enough for the other striker to kind of get any space or any movement, and Son just wasn't running in behind enough. Maybe Pochettino may make an error not to start Llorente. However, saying that, if he would have started Llorente, it doesn't necessarily mean it definitely would have worked.
Of course, but you know, there's a risk you need to take.
Right, but we could be sitting here, you know, if Llorente would have started and we still lost 1-0, or you could be saying, oh, should he have started Ali and Son up front? It works both ways, but
of course.
But yeah, exactly. I take your point. Maybe a presence up front would have helped.
I want to talk about Serge Aurier a bit, because I thought he had an awful game, to be honest. One of his worst in a Spurs shirt so far. Not getting up and down at all. Neither was Davis, to be honest, on that left-hand side. But Davis was sound defensively.
I thought he got up a couple times. He just got a few crosses in, and just Aurier didn't.
Aurier was kind of caught out of position, losing ball in possession. It's just an all-round bad performance, really.
Listen, Aurier's gotten a lot of criticism since he's come to the club, and I actually think it's most of it is unwarranted. I actually think he's been pretty good since he came in. He's had a couple of moments, but by and large, I've been very impressed. But yesterday, I was not. He was kind of a headless chicken at times yesterday. There were moments where he was just running into centre midfield and leaving his right back spot completely free, and they were getting in behind. It was just a pretty poor performance from Aurier, and it was unfortunate, because I quite liked what I've seen thus far. Yeah.
Well, we trusted you, Aurier. You're going to come good, don't worry.
But what about Eric Dyer's performance?
Eric Dier was superb.
Yeah, considering that Poch took the decision to drop Sanchez for Dier for this game, which was interesting because Sanchez has been so good. What do you think of vindicates his decision?
When I first saw the lineup, I didn't think Dier was going to play in that back three. I thought he was going to be in midfield, and when I got there and I saw he lined up in Sanchez's position, I thought, well, what's going on here? Why is he?
What's the point? Yeah.
What is this? And he put in a great performance.
He really did.
He commanded that back three amazingly from the centre with Jan and Toby either side of him. He was making amazing challenges. He had that proper aggression on him. He was just looking really good.
And he was being really rough with Lukaku. He was kind of
roughed him up a bit, didn't he?
Exactly. He was getting that step ahead of him for most of the game. He was winning a lot of headers, and he was a real leader in that back three, especially sitting in the middle between Jan and Toby. I thought he did an exceptionally good job. And it was unfortunate that that late goal kind of Lukaku headed it over him, and Vertonghen reacted late, coming across, and it was a silly goal, because I think 9 times out of 10 we don't concede that goal with our defence, and it's such a shame.
It was literally the 1 second that the defence goes to sleep in the whole game.
Literally 1 millisecond, and that's it. Lukaku with the header over, and Martial was.
But those are the fine lines you're dealing with when you're playing at Old Trafford. You make one little mistake, that's it. The game's gone.
Especially when it's in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's a shame, because I was really impressed with Eric Dier.
What did you make out of Dele Alli? Because he had our moment of the game, basically.
Yeah.
He missed that chance. He had a little spat with Ashley Young, which he didn't rise to, which I was quite impressed with.
Yeah, I know he didn't rise to, and it's a good thing. But people have this assumption that Dele Alli is some kind of guy who reacts to everything. He doesn't really. He only had 1 red card for Spurs. I know he also got a suspension like 2 years ago, but like that's 2 years ago. Like he's a pretty good by and large. Doesn't get many suspensions, but
it's just the reputation he has, isn't it?
I know he has this reputation, doesn't he, being this bad boy or whatever. He didn't have the best game. He had our best moment where he missed that chance where it went on the top of his foot when he was going with the outside. So it was just a bit unfortunate, but he probably, if he keeps his eye on the ball, make sure he hits it correctly, we go 1-0 up. Unfortunately, that's the truth of the matter. He didn't really have too much else in the game. He did all right linking up, but he didn't really have that relationship with Son up front to really create things, and he wasn't occupying either the centre-backs to give Son or Eriksen enough space, so he has to really think about his movements if he's going to have more joy against the big sides up front.
Yeah, he needs to step it up, Dele. There was one classic moment in the game, classic Moussa Sissoko moment. When De Gea comes out to pick up the ball and he knocks in, I think it was Smalling or Jones.
Yeah, I think it was Jones.
And the ball goes loose and Dele Alli picks it up, squares it to Sissoko. And Sissoko just slices it. The goal's there and it goes like that.
It goes like nowhere near the goal. All you have to do is just drill it, keep it on target, and they go like nowhere near.
And his performance kind of went downhill from there.
He kind of lost confidence. We started seeing his name after that. Sissoko yesterday he tried his best, but it was one of those performances where you could kind of see that he's a good player and he's been playing well this season, but is he of the quality that we really need at this level if we're going to be challenging for titles? It's a question, because against the best teams, I know he can do a job, But do we need players? Do we need more than just do a job at this kind of level? Do we need someone who can actually?
Well, look at his performance in the Bernabeu.
Yeah, he did well, and we got a draw. Fair enough, but when we, does he have the required technical ability for us to really, be like go to Old Trafford and actually winning? Do we need?
I think he does.
You think he does?
Look, you saw him with France at the Euros. He didn't look out of place in that team. He had a really good tournament. He's been getting better and better every game this season. Okay, fine, at Old Trafford he didn't have such a good performance. But since then, every performance has been good this season. And he's been more than good enough for the teams that we've been facing. And we faced Real Madrid at the Bernabeu.
But I just felt like there were some moments here, especially yesterday in the game.
It was a bad performance.
I know, but I'm just saying, especially yesterday in the game where we were dominating possession and we were really keeping the ball, and then we'll give the ball to Soko and he'll do a miscontrol, or he would bumble around, and then we'll lose that momentum and he'll lose the ball. And you kind of felt like you just need that player who, like if it was Dembele yesterday and says Soko, it could have been complete. I know he came on and wasn't very good, Dembele, but I think if it was Dembele Leo playing well, it could have been such a different game.
All right, but you can say the same if it was Sissoko playing well.
No, because that's my point. I think that is Sissoko.
Nah, it was just a poor performance for sure.
Even at his best, Sissoko, like his first touch is still not great.
Yeah, okay, I get your point.
That's what I'm saying.
I get your point, but he is improving every game.
I'm not saying he's not. And as I've said, I've been impressed in this season, and he's improved every game.
Yeah.
But still question marks.
Okay.
Let's have a quick word on Harry Winks, because another good display.
The guy can't really do no wrong at the moment.
And it's amazing how just in 3 weeks he's become our strongest centre midfielder. He's the first centre mid on the team sheet now. And now with this worrying news, have you heard about Wanyama? That he could potentially be out for the rest of the season, which is absolutely.
I don't know why every
awful.
season we're getting this kind of what's going on.
So it's Aldo Lamela. And then when who said it was a few weeks, and now he's been out for a year. Rose was going to be a few weeks, now he's out for 10 months. Dembele was going to be a few weeks, and he was out for like a long time. Toby was going to be a few weeks, and then he was out for 3 months or something. And now Wanyama, he was going to be a few weeks. He was going to be back after the international break, and now they're saying he's going to miss the rest of the season. So anyway, given that news, hopefully it's not true, but it's just rumours at the moment. Given that news, it's so important that Winks is stepping up at the moment and putting in these kind of performances, and he's actually become the first midfielder on the team sheet at the moment. He's so good at keeping possession. He's 2-footed. He's so calm on the ball, and he's not scared to turn, take on a player, burst past a player. And he always looks forward. That's his first thought. He doesn't always play forward, but his first thought is always to look forward, seeing if there's a potential pass. And it's so crucial to our play, and he's so good when we're dominating the ball.
His football is like years beyond his age. Like, he's got the football mind of like a 27-year-old. The way he's playing, it's crazy. He's so young, and the way he's playing is just absolutely amazing and fearless, and literally, like you said, the first midfielder on the team sheet at the moment.
And hopefully we won't be without Harry Kane for too long. But even saying that, I don't think Harry Kane is more the difference against the top sides than it would be against a side of less quality than Man United. So I think it's just unfortunate that we played United this weekend.
Yeah, so let's say if the Palace game we had no Harry Kane, you'd still back us to win comfortably.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think actually that would have been a problem. It's just in these games the line is so fine.
Yeah.
When it's two good teams, and it happens. We didn't have Harry Kane, we missed our chances, and that's it. That's football. I still think we can challenge for the title this season. It's only October, it's only 10 games in. People writing us off. People saying City have already won the title.
Well, City are looking hot, man.
Yeah, but it's 10 games in. The league is not won after 10
that's
games.
for sure. But
I don't care what anyone says. The league is not won after 10 games. Even though we're 8 points behind at this stage, it doesn't matter. We can still recover that. That 8 points at this stage is a lot, but it's not unrecoverable.
I agree with you, and I admire your optimism.
I've always been optimistic. So onwards and upwards to Spurs. We've got Madrid on Wednesday.
The games are coming thick and fast. What a massive game on Wednesday.
I can't wait for that. Hopefully Harry Kane's back. Even if it's not, I still back us putting a strong performance.
What's the story on Gareth Bale? Is he going to play?
They're saying he's all but ruled out, so no Gareth Bale. They lost again today, Madrid, so it'll be which is interesting.
I'm fearing the backlash.
Exactly, that's a Girona, so it'll be interesting to see. We'll be there. There'll be a vlog. Check that out. Unfortunately, Grandpa won't be with us, but
my dad will be with us.
Will he?
Yep.
So Dad will be at the game. We'll have a preview up soon. We'll have a match review after the game. Like, subscribe here if you like our content. Let us know what your thoughts on the United game, who your man of the match was, and as always, come on you Spurs!